It's time for our September and October update. What have we been doing in homeschool? My name is Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. On my channel, we talk about all things homeschool. I have a 5th grader and we are really just enjoying this ride. So if you are not subscribed, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. On this video, I'm going to talk about our update for September and October. What have we been doing? A lot. I feel like we've been doing a lot in September and October, but this really is our stride with homeschool. September and October, we get quite a bit done. We really buckle down and work, and then the holidays come and it'll be a little different for November and December. But this is what we have been doing in September and October. If you have any questions as we go along, please make sure to include those in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. I'm really enjoying getting to know you through YouTube. So let's get started. What have we been doing? Okay, so first off, let's start with Spanish. So we are almost finished with Song School Spanish Book 1. My daughter is really still enjoying Song School Spanish. We will go into Book 2 probably, in November. We'll go into Book 2 in November. Now, one thing, so this is a younger Spanish curriculum. Kindergarten through 3rd grade is the recommended age range, and it is a little young for her. There's these exercises, it's quite a few exercises where you need to trace over the words, and so she doesn't really like those. She says that it's too young for her, but this is still a great Spanish curriculum. We like it. I told her that we were going to do the Song School Spanish 2, and then if she still enjoyed Spanish, we would start something else. And so she's good with that. So we're going into Song School Spanish 2 in November because we are almost finished with Song School Spanish 1. We do have these cards, which she's having a lot of fun playing these cards. And so what they have the English word, and then you can have the Spanish word, and it tells you at the bottom what it is. And so we play a lot of like memory with these cards, and she's liking them. You could also use them for flashcards, but we like playing memory. So that's Spanish. It's coming along very well. For history, we are really enjoying America's Story 2. We did finish the Civil War, and I will include up here a link to a video that I did on what we used on the Civil War and how it went. But we did finish the Civil War, and then we just went right into the Transcontinental Railroad. The Transcontinental Railroad, I found this book at our local library, and it is great. It's a picture book, but it has a lot of really good information in it that we could relate what we had learned during America's Story 2 to this book, and so we really like this. This was actually a really good find at our local library. Also, for the Transcontinental Railroad, in the interactive 3D maps, there is a map on the Transcontinental Railroad, which we did, and we liked this as well. So we enjoyed the Transcontinental Railroad. We obviously read some Who Was books. So since we finished up the Civil War, we read Who Was Ulysses S. Grant. We also started on the Wild West. So what was the Wild West? Ellie did a book report on Who Was Annie Oakley. And then we also did Who Was Sitting Bull. So we are still really enjoying these Who Was books. I forgot to include this because it was from the library and I didn't have it with me. But one of our very favorite books when we were reading about the Wild West was this adventure, Choose Your Own Adventure. I remember reading these when I was younger and I loved them, and my daughter loved it too. This had so much information in it, and it was all about choosing your own adventure in the Wild West. So this was a great ad. I'm going to look for some more of these Choose Your Own Adventure books as we go through history because they are so much fun and informative. We read Katie Woodlawn. This was a great book for us to read. My daughter did not enjoy the Little House books that we were trying to read. And so I picked up Katie Woodlawn. On the back of it, it says, "You take Little House on the Prairie, I'll take Katie Woodlawn." And she really enjoyed this book. I'm very thankful that we found it. We also read Writing Freedom. This is a really good historical fiction book. It is about Charlotte Parkhurst, who she grew up in an orphanage, but she loved horses, and she became Charlie Parkhurst at that time. She was one of the most famous stagecoach drivers. So it is a historical fiction, but the author does give some information in the back. This was a really nice read. It was a very quick read. We enjoyed Writing Freedom. We just started reading The Survivors, Chicago Fire. And this is it's a survivors book, so this is a good one. We like it. Now, we did do a study on September 11th. We worked on that, and so we read Ranger in Time. And so this was a good book to read for September 11th. We like the Ranger in Time series. So overall, U.S. history is moving right along. We did start working on some civics. So You Want to Be President. This is a great picture book about the presidents. It tells some really funny facts about them. The one thing, though, is the last president included is Bill Clinton. So it is a little bit dated, but So You Want to Be President is a cute book just talking about the different presidents. We are also working on the Bill of Rights. We're just reading this very, very slowly, talking about the different amendments and what they mean to us today. So we're working on that. Did subscribe to Celebrate the States for part of our geography for the last few months. So we've done a box on Texas, Tennessee, and we just did Massachusetts. We are enjoying Celebrate the States. In Celebrate the States for Texas, there was a recipe for Texas chili, and so she made that. She also, for Tennessee, made the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. This book, the food for Texas, is fajitas, and so she made that as well. What are you making, Ellie?
Veggies.
Why are you making veggies?
For our fajitas.
What state's the fajitas from?
Texas.
All right, what's the capital of Texas?
Austin, Texas.
Good job. So we're working through some of her favorite recipes within Passport to America. And so this is a lot of fun with regards to U.S. geography as well this year. With science, we finished our universe from the MasterBooks Heaven and Earth, and we started in on our weather and water. We did really enjoy our universe. With it, we did a lot of fun projects. I have just recorded a video, and it should be out probably either right before or right after this one, but I'll link it up here if possible for what we did with our universe. With our weather and water, we did read Johnny McGee and the Big Flood, which it was okay. We didn't love it. It was a cute story, but it was not one of our favorites that we've read. We are really enjoying talking about the water cycle, and in just a few days, we're going to work on windsock and weather stations, so that'll be fun as well. Now, we are doing Indescribable as our devotion for Bible right now, and it's very sciencey. And so it was pretty amazing at how well the devotions went along with our science. And I had decided to kind of take a break from this devotion and concentrate on something else like the fruit of the Spirit or just another topic. And when the day that we didn't do this, my daughter was like, "What are we doing? Why aren't we doing it? We need to do this." So we are back now to working on Indescribable. She's really enjoying these devotions. She's learning a lot. It's reinforcing a lot of what we're talking about in science, and so that is great. But this is one of our favorites right now. For language, we are working through our Abeka language, which we are enjoying. We are working a lot on the parts of speech, and so I picked up these books for what is a synonym, which is a picture book. There's what is an adjective, what is a verb. There's an entire series on this. I just did a video talking about us, how much we're enjoying those, and I'll link that here. But this has helped a lot with being able to identify the parts of speech. For spelling, we're working on spelling. You see, there was a pretty big jump between E and F. F definitely has some extremely difficult words in the passages, and so you can see these are some of the passages that they're working on. This is the ancient achievements. So it's some tricky words and definitely makes you think, but we are enjoying spelling, you see, for the most part. Now, what she's not enjoying is cursive. So I had purchased the pens, the smelly pens for gel pens in hopes that would make cursive more fun. Originally, she thought that it was great and that was the only thing that made cursive fun. Well, that has lost its luster, lost its newness, and so she is back to not liking cursive. I'm not quite sure if, it may just be one of those things that you just have to do. But cursive is something that she's not liking. She is really enjoying keyboarding. She's doing keyboarding without tears, and that's working out really well. Now, we are working on all things fun and fascinating from IEW. And she is enjoying it. The past 2 weeks, I have been able to see a huge jump in her writing, and I'm so excited about that. She has been working on amazing animal homes, and she's starting to click with the dress up words and, the who, which clauses and, making sure that you don't use banned words, and those concepts are starting to really click with her. So all things fun and fascinating may be one of our biggest wins for the past couple of months. It's something that she's liked pretty much all along, but it's really starting to click here these past couple of weeks. And so we are definitely very thankful for IEW and all things fun and fascinating. We are working on identifying different genres, and so we just have these different colored pieces of paper, and about once a week we will fill out whether this is a genre or a format, what it is. For example, when we did biography, it was, a true story about a person, but written by somebody else. And we're just really concentrating on different types of genres, different types of formats, and then she is responsible for putting on the page some of the books that she has read that fall within that genre, and then we just hang them up on the wall. So this has been working out really well to reinforce different types of genres. Speaking of genres, let's talk about some of the read-alouds that we have done. We did read The One and Only Ivan, which, was very cute. My daughter liked it. She is not really interested in reading The One and Only Bob right now, so we may or may not read it. I'm not sure, but she thought that this was a cute book. What she really liked was The Brilliant Fall of Gianna Z. This was her favorite read aloud of the past couple of months. Now, Kate Mesner is who writes the Ranger in Time books, and so she was excited to read a Kate Mesner book. We have a couple more that's on our list, and she wants to get to those pretty quickly. But The Brilliant Fall of Gianna Z, this is about a girl who is Gianna Z, and she has a fall science project. She has to do with collecting leaves and different things like that. But what the underlying story here is about her appreciating her family. Her grandmother is in the process of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and so there's that going on. She has some issues at school with some bullies, and so she has that going on. She is in, I believe it's 6th grade, it may be 7th grade, I can't remember right now. But she has to deal with the things that go along with being that age. But this was a really good book that this is my daughter's favorite for this past couple months. And again, this is a good book for late elementary or early middle school, I would say. Also read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Roald Dahl. We love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I purchased the lap book from the Confessions of a Homeschooler, and so my daughter put together the lap book for this. And so that was so much fun. She really enjoyed doing this lap book. And we watched the movie, the Gene Wilder one, for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And as you know, I agree with her. The book was better than the movie. Of course, I almost always think the book's better than the movie, but the book was better than the movie in my opinion. Now, we have started reading Henry Read Inc. We are enjoying it. We're not very far into it, but we are definitely having a lot of really good laughs. And so this is our current read aloud, is Henry Read Inc. So that leaves math. For math, what we are doing is we are rotating between Beast Academy and Singapore Dimensions, and that is working out really well. Beast Academy is giving a lot of really nice review, and she does really enjoy the graphic novel format of Beast Academy because she is really enjoying reading a lot of graphic novels right now. So this is right up her alley. But don't let the graphic novel format mislead you. Beast Academy is no joke with regards to math. Their math concepts are right on, and they definitely make you think. In Singapore Dimensions, we are all about fractions these days, and it's working out really well. The humps that we had to get over last year were well worth it. We are enjoying Singapore Dimensions, and it's been going really well this year. We're doing fractions. We've been working a lot with these manipulatives. I will link a video here that talks about us making math fun because we've been playing games and we have just been having a really good time with math. We've also been bringing in the Math Maker Lab. This is a great hands-on projects for what you can do that is math related. And we are just having so much fun, taking some time and enjoying Math Maker Lab. Now, still one of her favorite activities is this hundreds board that I found on Teachers Pay Teachers, and I'll link it down below. But what you do is there are a number of these hints. And so, for example, you would start on this hundreds number board with the number of states in the United States. And so they'd put, she'd take the dry erase marker and put a dot or something at 50 and then divide it in half. So your next dot would be at 25, and then you would go on with some more clues until you get to what's my number. It's great for middle math. It's great for reinforcing concepts because it talks about, you know, the number of add the number of sides that would be in 2 octagons. And so that is really, really good. So we are enjoying doing what's my number. That's one of her favorites that she asked for. Now, a couple of other things that we've just been doing for fun is we started the My Book of Kindness, which each week she needs to write in here either something she did kind for somebody else or something that they did kind for her. I like doing this My Book of Kindness. It just reinforces being kind. And so this was a great ad. We also are working on the I'm the Chef too. We did the frozen s'mores a few weeks ago. That is one of our favorites. So we are enjoying this subscription box. I'm the Chef too. We're enjoying it as well. So that's how our past 2 months have gone. How have yours gone? Please let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope that you have a great day. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.